think I forgot how to let myself make ugly art, and I don't think I'm the only one. Whenever I sit down and make something, inevitably I come up against this thing where the vision in my head for it outweighs whatever's in front of me. Truthfully, this is coming out pretty ugly. It'll never shape up. In my own head, it was this perfect thing, and as soon as I try to do it in reality, it completely falls flat on its face. I would always end up failing and failing and failing. And I've been struggling with that. I've been struggling with it a lot, and I don't think I'm alone in this. And in order to be great, we need to be able to stomach being bad at things. But how do we go about doing that? I've been reading this book lately called Art and Fear, and in it, they sort of explore what it means to make your own art and the fear that comes with it, and all the doubts that happen when you're making your own work. One of the examples they talk about in the book, they essentially took two classes. One class of the ceramic students was told to make the best pottery that they could for the entire term. The twist being was that their entire grade relied heavily on whatever the heck they made by the end of the term. Alternatively, they took another class and told them, just make 100 pots. There wasn't any added thing of it has to be good, it has to be bad. And your grade just relied on the quantity of it. The class that made 100 pots, surprisingly, made the better work. The people that were stuck trying to make the perfect piece were stuck trying to make the perfect piece, rather than just going out and making it. The kids that made 100 pots didn't really care that it wasn't the best. All they needed to do was to make 100 ceramic pieces, and it showed in their work. When I was making some of my favorite pieces that I've ever done, I kept telling myself that I was just gonna practice it. It was just icing on the cake that the art was pretty good. And I think that's the important part here. It's not whether you're gonna make something great, it's whether you're okay making something bad. The biggest thing that you can do for yourself is to treat those mistakes that you make as a sort of guide. Picture yourself like you're in a film noir setting, just trying to piece together the big mystery as to why did it look bad? What happened here? Why did it end up like this? Why am I yelling at myself that this is bad? By being a detective, you're not so tied to the result. You're just trying to figure out what went wrong so that for the next one, you don't have to try as hard. It's just a daily thing. It's making those 100 pots. All the work that you're doing leads up to something. It's all cumulative. It doesn't disappear as soon as you make something bad. And that's part of the magic. Whatever is coming out in reality is going to be totally different from what's in our head. But we'll never really bridge that gap between our vision and what we can come up with. All we can do is just try to find a way to meet it in the middle. You could work your entire life and never bridge the gap. And I think a lot of people look at that as something to be sad about and not even want to try. But for the people that actually want to achieve something, that's the fun part. That's the whole point. I think that's the secret. You just gotta play. When you're a kid, it doesn't really matter if you make anything bad. Somewhere along the line, it stops being about making it because you wanted to make it, and it starts being that you start to look for validation. When you're looking for something as amorphous or as foggy as adoration and pride in your work, it becomes tricky to stay true to who you are. Failure doesn't disappear, but that's the good thing. That's a really good thing. It rolls into itself. If project A didn't work out so well, you can take everything that you learned there and then move on to the next one. It's no big deal. Whatever, it's okay. And that's the best part. It is okay. It's perfect by not being perfect. Here's a few actionables that we can make, okay? I'm gonna keep this in mind every single time I make a video, every single time I make any artwork. Number one, it's to just let it be ugly. Let it be bad. That's fine. Ugly is great. Because, two, you can examine it. You get to play detective mode and make something and learn. That rolls really well into number three. And it's just to play and seeing where the joy is coming from what you're doing. That's like the weird Jedi mind trick of it all. The goal wasn't to make it good. Whether it comes out ugly or great or somewhere in between. All we're doing is just bridging the gap between what we're seeing in our head and what we're able to do. In the book, I'm gonna go find it. I'm really gonna go. I left the book on the table. If you think good work is somehow synonymous with perfect work, you are headed for big trouble. Art is human, error is human, ergo, art is error. Inevitably, your work will be flawed. Why? Because you're a human being, and only human beings, warts and all, make art. Without warts, it is not clear what you would be, but clearly, you wouldn't be one of us. Thanks for watching.
Right into me. Power from the sun.